Hello everyone. Today we shall look into the dynamic measure change using slicer. Here we have a model where we have multiple tables along with the date table, and I have created a measure table where I have some basic measures like total cost, total profit, total quantity and total sales. You could assume that it is just like sum of sales and sum of cost, profit and quantity. Now suppose that we need these measures as a slicer, and we need to update the visualization dynamically. So what we need to do is, let us go to the home tab, click on this enter data, and let us create a table using the names of the measures which are being created. I would name this table as slicer table. Okay, and I'll name this column as measures. Here in the rows I will provide the measure names which is being created. I'll write total cost, total profit, total quantity and total sales. So once these measures are being created, just click on load. Here if we go to the data view and see the data, here we have the slicer table, and here you could see the measure table which is like slicer table where measures are being created by the values which are being written. Okay, once they are created, what we would do is we'll write a few other supportive measures. I'll click on new measure, and here I'll write selected underscore measure equal to. So once we select the measure, we need to pick the value of measure in order to show it in the title. So what I'll take is this slicer table measures column. I'll put a comma. Here I'll write multiple selection in case of alternative result. Okay, this is our selected measure where we could use it in the title. And similarly for dynamic measure selection, we could create another measure using switch function. Here you could see that dynamic selection equal to switch. Okay, the first expression is true condition, and here for the value of selected measure, if it is equal to total cost, we'll take the measure which is total cost. And similarly, if we have the selected measure which is selected measure equal to total quantity, then we would require total quantity. And similarly we could write further selected measure equal to total profit. We can use this total profit, and if it is total sales, we can write total sales. And here in the else condition we could provide the total sales measure, right, which could be a by default value which is being acted. Once we create this measure, let us bring a visualization and check how it works. Here I'll go to home tab, and I'll minimize this. I'll create a area chart. Okay, in this area chart, since I have monthly data, I could take the day and let us visualize this. Here in the x-axis I'm taking the day, in the y-axis I'll take this dynamic selection. Here you could notice that we have that total sales by default which is being selected. To identify that, we'll take this slicer, okay, and we'll minimize it. In this slicer, what we could do is we could bring in the formula, or you could say the measures which are being created with the slicer table. Okay, and we could go to the format and turn on the visual border, turn on the shadow so that we could identify it. For this visual we could even do the same, and here we could turn on data labels, we can turn on markers, and we could change the color of the marker so that we could identify it. And now if I select the total profit, you could see the total profit values are being changed. And to identify it in the title, we'll select the chart, go to the title. Here we can see this FX conditional formatting in title. Select that FX. Here in the format style field value, let us go to the measure table and select this selected measure. I'll click OK. Now if you notice, whatever is being selected in the slicer, the title is being updated dynamically as well as the values are being updated dynamically. Okay, if I am selecting quantity, you could see the title is being updated and the values are also being updated. Okay, this is how we could create a simple dynamic measure change, and by using this switch function as well as the title, for title change we can use the selected value. I hope this is understandable. Thank you for watching, and we shall meet in the next video.